One of the most difficult things a person can deal with is how to handle their loved one if they're going through an addiction problem. What I get asked probably most often is, what do I do with my son, daughter, husband, wife, neighbor, anybody? What do I do? How can I help? How can I help get them help? We can tell people that you want to be loving and supportive and make information available for treatment, but there's a fine line, because if a person pushes someone too hard about, you've got a problem, you need help, you got to get into treatment, the tendency might be for that person to then push away, and then you might lose that person. That person might shut you off or cut you out of their lives. If you don't do that, if you don't let the person know that you're concerned and that you're trying to get them some help, then you run the risk of enabling, of being too supportive. And that's often the gray area that a lot of family members find themselves in. The mother who has their son who's getting high in her house and who'll rationalize it by saying, well, at least I know that he's safe and he's sober while he's in the house, or he's not running the streets and hurting anyone. And yet she's perpetuating the problem by allowing him safe haven. So do you tell that mother, throw him out? Which some tough love advocates do say, throw him out. Don't give him a safe place to get high. Don't give him an allowance that he's going to spend on money. It's not an easy thing for a parent to do. So as a parent, do you not give your child safe haven? Do you cut them off financially and not give them any money, as a lot of parents have done, as a lot of tough love advocates encourage? We do know that that has worked, and we also know that that's had fatal outcomes as well. This is an inexact science, and there are two perspectives. Similar to the idea of interventions, to intervene or not to intervene. We asked that in my addiction class at Stony Brook. Do interventions work? If a person's not ready for treatment, what's the point of us corralling someone and basically shoving them into the door of a treatment center? Well, having said that, I can say that I have seen interventions work where the person was kicking and screaming, wanted nothing to do with treatment, but at some point, while they were in the rehab process, the light bulb went on. And even though they didn't initially want to be there, they hadn't hit what they felt was their bottom, they got it. So I can say that I've seen interventions work even when people weren't ready. I could say that sometimes forcing someone to go into treatment can be helpful. I know parents that I've worked with that have had their children arrested, because we know that if your child is over 18, there's almost nothing you can do to force them into treatment, except for the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system is the only entity that can force someone to get treatment.